go.
Here we go. Here we go.
Real time, real time, real time, real time, real time, real time, Prince Blue. Real time, real time, real time, real time, real time, real time, Prince Blue. Talk that, talk that, talk that, coach, coach, talk that, talk that, talk that, coach, coach, talking entertainment too. Look, we are not the same as you. Look, we don't need a thing, just you. Just make sure the gang come through.
What is going on, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? This is Real Time with Prince Blue. Of course, I am the host, Prince Blue, or is it Real Time, whatever, whichever one you want to call me. Just don't call me Mister. But this is Real Time with Prince Blue, and I hope everybody's having a phenomenal Thursday. Thank you for joining me again today. All the support, as always. I gotta thank my real ones have been down with me since day one. I appreciate you. Please make sure if you're on YouTube or subscribe to the channel. Please share this live with everybody that just wants to come have a good time for an hour or so. Give it CPT time. I appreciate that. Shout out to everybody on X as well. Got to shout out my people on X who always come through and support me. We got a good show for you today. We're going to be talking about Black QB criticism and QB criticism in general, but I really want to stick to QB criticism through a Jalen Hurts lens, because he seems to have been catching a lot of flack since he came into the league for some reason. And then we're going to talk about Shannon Sharpe versus Shaq. Shannon Sharpe and Shaq got into it. We're going to break that down, and then we're going to talk about Black athletes who like to ski. And for those who don't know, skiing means like to date white women, like to hit the slopes, the snow bunnies, the cocaina. So we're going to talk about that because that seems to be a big topic. And then we're also going to talk about Lizzo, mainly because I got a clip from her, but other celebrities. Why the hell do we care about what celebrities think on social issues? We're going to get into that. And then we got so much more, but that's just the rundown. So I need everybody to grab a seat, share this first to everybody so we can all have fun together. And we'll be right back after our first commercial.
Over at AJ'sRantRoom.com. We got the best bags and accessories, our beloved Black Series. We got fresh lids for you hat lovers, fire jackets and hoodies, and of course we got you covered on the t-shirts. So head on over to AJ'sRantRoom.com and get to shopping. You won't be disappointed.
Okay, welcome back. Check it out. So we got Black QB criticism again, and this time it comes from everybody's favorite Negro, Emmanuel Ayooo, when he went on, he gave his take on Jalen Hurts and his spot in the NFL and his overall prowess as a quarterback. We're going to play the video, and then I'm going to give my commentary on it.
Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback. He is not an elite quarterback. That's why he didn't get drafted at an elite level. Jalen Hurts was good enough to get you there. He's not good enough to win it, both in college and in the NFL. It's not an indictment. How many guys are good enough to win it? Jalen Hurts gave you 37 touchdowns, I believe, his MVP year. He gave you 38 his next year. I don't think he is as good as he was his Super Bowl year. I don't think he's as bad as he was last year. He's somewhere in the middle.
Really quick, Ayooo, because you can always find stats to make dudes look good.
Mm-hmm.
With our eyeballs, as we all sat up here and we seen Slim here some days, we didn't see Slim here some days because this was the Eagles season.
Yep.
With the way he played last year, with your eyes, you saying that's good football?
I think Jalen Hurts, here's what I'm saying. I don't think he played that much better. The interceptions are something, but I don't think he played that much better his Super Bowl year.
Interesting. So that was Emmanuel Ayooo, and that was James Jones, former wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers. So let's get into this whole Jalen Hurts dynamic and where he ranks in the league. Since Jalen Hurts has gotten to the league, it's been this sort of reluctance to, I don't want to say crown him, but give him his just due when he's playing well. And it's been like this since Alabama, since, he got benched for Tua. he came back and, saved their season later on after that. But ever since college, it seems like Jalen Hurts it seems to be this venom towards Jalen Hurts whenever he does something good. It's like when Jalen Hurts does well, say, oh, because he has a good team around him. Well, isn't that the point, to have the best possible team around your quarterback? And then sometimes the true elite quarterbacks will be able to carry you if everything isn't going well. And I can say this, Jalen Hurts has done that. There's been a lot of times where shit has gone south for the Philadelphia Eagles around him, and he has pulled them out of the fire. Look no way than last year. That defense was terrible. And he won a whole bunch of games with them with a terrible piss poor secondary. So with that being said, when you think about what Acho's takes on quarterbacks, I'm just trying to figure out where does it come from, because if Jalen Hurts has been in the playoffs every year that he started, he's taken his team to Super Bowl, was one play away from winning the Super Bowl because the defense, thank you, Jonathan Gannon, he forgot that he was playing against Patrick Mahomes and just rather watch Patrick Mahomes complete every single pass in that game instead of trying to, disrupt him. And the Eagles lost that Super Bowl. So when the criticism of Jalen Hurts, I feel sometimes is a little bit over, especially when you think about the quarterbacks above him that get all this credit. Because this is the thing. I have this issue with when you say, okay, another quarterback is more talented than him. Okay, that's great. Fine. There's a lot of people more talented than a lot of people, but what are they doing with that talent? Are they maximizing that talent? So what I did was I went and looked at a couple some ratings, and this is just CBS NFL QB power ratings in 2024 going into the season. They have Patrick Mahomes number one. I mean, it's Pat Mahomes, then everybody you can fight with a baseball bat to figure out where you go, because Patrick Mahomes is above all. I get that part. Number two, they have Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy. I'm going to say it again for those who don't hear me. Brock Purdy as the number two quarterback in the NFL. Okay. Number three, Josh Allen. Another favorite that people get enamored with the talent. But when it comes to the playoffs and the big games, he hasn't come through. Number four, Joe Burrow. Now, this one, I kind of can understand. Joe Burrow, like, Cincinnati goes as Joe Burrow goes. He's taking that team to a Super Bowl. He's won big games. Remember, they call him the Mahomes Slayer. I don't know why, because he wins regular season games in Arrowhead, but when it counts, he doesn't win the game. So I don't know how he got that nickname. But I could get it with Joe Burrow, and he's taking his team to a Super Bowl, and he's uber talented. He's a former number overall pick. So you get that that type of pedigree, you get that type of cachet, and you get a long leash. But let's think about it. I think 2 to 3 out of the last 5 years, Joe Burrow has ended on IR. He misses a whole bunch of games, and let's be honest, he's not dependable when it comes to health a lot of the times. So we got to start putting a whole picture in there. CJ Stroud, 1 year. This is what we call classic case of recency bias, because CJ Stroud did well this year. Y'all going to put him over other quarterbacks that have been doing it longer? See, when does longevity and when does overall skill and production start to come in? Like, I have no problem with CJ Stroud being in the top 10, whatever. But you got him behind Mahomes. You got him behind Josh Allen, and you got him behind Joe Burrow, on top of the reigning MVP Lamar Jackson, who comes in at number 6. That doesn't see how the criteria, it just doesn't make any sense, and it's not consistent. I would just rather you say, me personally, what I like to see as a quarterback, I like to see that type of prototype. I like to see that type of quarterback, because remember, back in the day, it was all about the 6'5" statue gunslinger who could just stand it down a barrel of a gun and throw the ball through a Cheerio. But now these boys are 300 pounds, 330, running 4.2 flats, and they coming at your big, tall statue ass. And now you want somebody that's mobile. Now you want somebody that can run. But when they do run, if they are of a certain pigmentation, can they stand in a pocket? Can they throw from a pocket? Are they a running back? But when Josh Allen, big white male ass, is running around, don't complain about him. Y'all don't question his arm talent or if he could throw from the pocket. That's something to think about the next time you want to complain about black quarterbacks running. And then we got Jalen Hurts at number 7, above Dak Prescott, Justin Herbert, everybody's favorite social media quarterback. Let's talk about Justin Herbert a little bit. Tall, yes. Arm strength, yes. Talent, yes. Does he have all the makings of what you want as a quarterback? Absolutely. But when shit is going bad on around him, y'all give every excuse in the world for Justin Herbert. But other quarterbacks, they're supposed to pull their teams, their whole organization, the GM, everybody out the fire every single time. But for Justin Herbert, it's, we got to get him a line. We got to get him more wide receivers. We got to get him a tight end. Like, I ain't trying to hear that shit. Y'all got to keep the same energy for all these quarterbacks. And to round out the top 10, you have Jordan Love, another 1-year wonder who sat behind Aaron Rodgers for, I think, 3 years? And he got his first taste of it. And he did well. He went to Dallas. Yes. And beat the shit out of Dallas. Thank you for that, Jordan Love. I appreciate that. But come on, you got to give me more. It's to the point that people's acting like the Eagles shouldn't even show up in Brazil because they're playing the Packers. You got some analysts out there, I'm scared to death of Green Bay playing Philly the first. That's 0-1. They could start 0-1. Like, can we get to the game, please? Like, y'all be so scared of your fucking shadow. It's so easy to say that, okay, whichever team has the better quarterback is going to win, which by all metrics, I mean, that's normally the case. But then you also got other factors. You got defense, you got how your coordinators are doing and everything else. So some of this stuff that y'all be talking about with some of these quarterbacks, I think y'all get so enamored with what you think the idea of a prototypical quarterback should be that you push other quarterbacks to the side because they don't look. It was a post the other day that is Jalen Hurts' height an issue? Jalen Hurts is 6'1", I guess, with shoes or whatever the case you want to be. So now his height is an issue. There's been a lot of tall quarterbacks, people, and they've stunk. There's been some short quarterbacks, and they've absolutely balled the fuck out. I think Mahomes is like 6 foot. Russell is like 6 foot. 5'11", 6 foot. So what are we talking about here? Ultimately, it matters what's in here, what's up here, and what's here sometimes. Like, you guys got to stop this. Like, the Emmanuel Achos of the world, like, why is Jalen Hurts even a topic? Like, what did Jalen Hurts do to you? And I tried to figure out, like, why does Jalen Hurts get so much flack for his style of play or his demeanor or whatever. So I reached out to a couple athletes, all different levels or whatever, just to gauge it, just to see, like, what is it about Jalen Hurts that may rub people the wrong way? And what I got was, when you got somebody like Jalen Hurts that just works, he does his engagements, and he goes home, he pretty much stays to himself, you don't catch him in anything like that. That bothers some people because, as y'all all know, some of these people like to party, and you got to tell them no. And the thing is, when some of these athletes don't know, like, hey, if I'm doing something I ain't got no business doing, like, and if you're with me too, then I don't ever have to worry about you saying I did something, because I could be like, well, you did it too. And honestly, I'm grasping at straws here because I don't understand what is it about Jalen Hurts that he gets so much criticism. The dude never says anything wrong about anybody. From all accounts, he's a good dude. He's a good leader. And then that comes into question sometimes when people say they want him to be more boisterous. But then as soon as he yells or says anything, people say, why don't you just shut up and play? So that goes along with that too. So with the Emmanuel Achos who have these platforms to just magnify the stupidity of some of these analysis on some of these athletes, it makes me laugh. And I think you should all take it for a grain of salt. It's the slow time in the summer. There's nothing going on. People are scattered everywhere. They're not watching everything. So, people want to say stuff to get people to plug in. So congratulations, Emmanuel Acho. You made it. Congratulations. So we'll be back after this next commercial and we'll talk about what we got to talk about next. And I like to shout out our sponsor, Trifecta Merch. Yes, with my co-host AJ's Rant Room and Inc. We do the Trifecta Hour every Friday at 8 p.m. live on YouTube, X, Rumble, all the good social media platforms. Over there, we talk about we talk about politics, we talk about culture, we talk about trending topics and all that other good stuff. So make sure you check that out. And our merch is now available. If you want to support Black-owned businesses. If you don't, you're racist. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna pull a race card. If you don't support Black-owned business, you racist. But the next thing we're gonna get into is we're going to talk about Shannon Sharpe versus Shaq. For those who don't know, recently Shaq got a little bit of heat when he told Joker to his face. He told Nikola Jokic to his face that he thought Shai Gilgeous-Alexander should have won the MVP. And some people didn't quite like Shaq saying that. And one of those people was Shannon Sharpe. And Shannon Sharpe said that he thought that Shaq is jealous of other athletes and that he's jealous of shorter guys and smaller guys who win an MVP and stuff like that. And I want you to listen to Shaq's response to Shannon Sharpe.
Ocho, everyone's family. Okay. Shaq, about the comments that I said last night. Shaq said, you took me sticking up for Shai as jealousy of Joker shows how smart you are and how you say anything to get clicks. That's not what I did. But anyway, so here's the clickbait for you. If I ain't ranked in the top 10 in your profession, then you can't speak. Don't forget, I know what you did to get where you're at. Me jealous sounds like you jealous. I know you're trying to stay relevant by gossiping on your podcast. We don't believe you. You need more people in case you forgot. 4 rings, 3 finals MVPs, top 50, top 75. And to be quite frank, all this success you got still under me. You don't know my work ethic, but according, I work less, but not blah, blah, blah. But anyway, love you too. If you need help making money, it's better ways than gossiping. I'm too old for this ish. Love always. The most dominating big man ever. Never took it serious. Remember, I know you and you know words of Skip Bayless. I'm better than you. Hashtag G14 classification. I have it. You don't. Not in my profession.
Wait, when that happened?
He just about 10 minutes ago.
Wait, Shaq in the chat?
No, he on IG. I've never professed. I've never professed that I was as great as Shaq. Mm-hmm. But what I will say,
yes, sir.
I got what I got because I worked my ass off. Now, yes, Shaq has been the one that said that he didn't work as hard, he didn't train as hard, he didn't eat as well as he should have.
Right, right.
Shaq is the one that anytime someone wins an MVP, he talks about how he should have been the MVP over Steve Nash. Now, you guys have heard me speak glowingly. I say Travis Kelce is better tight end than I was. So was Gronk. So was my guy, what's his name? For the Chargers. Antonio Gates, Gonzo, Big Winslow. I'm cool. I got no problem. You know why I got no problem, Ocho, with giving people credit?
Right.
Because I got everything out of my God-given ability. God gave me the ability to do what I could do, but he gave me discipline. He gave me dedication, the way I trained, the way I ate, the way I slept. So this was all I could get.
Right.
Now, I would have felt some type of way if I'd have got these numbers and I half-assed it, but I never half-assed it. Kobe said Shaq should have won and they should have won.
Right.
But my thing is that you can't, and it said greatest characters. It's Shaq, I'm the greatest character. No, am I a top 100 player? No. Am I the equivalent as a football player as Shaq was as a basketball player? No. But what I did do is that I maximized that. And my question, if Shaq and because it's rough on the back. My question is, do you believe that you gave everything you possibly could in basketball? Did you train the way you should have? Did you eat the way you should have? That just goes to show you how great you was. That you allowed your weight to get out of control. The injury started to creep up and you got 4 rings and you got 3 finals MVP.
First of all, shout out to Chad. What I love about Chad is it's like he always on go. Whenever anybody say anything about who said that? Where he at? He in the chat? You know Shaq ain't in no goddamn chat. Ocho be with the shits, yo. Shout out to Ocho, shout out to Shannon Sharpe. I gotta kind of agree with Shannon on this one because Shaq has said it out his own mouth that he didn't work as hard when the engagement started piling up. You know, he didn't work out as much and he gained weight and then he started getting injured and stuff like that. And Kobe himself, rest in peace, Kobe has said if Shaq would have took his craft and his working out and his habits as seriously as he should have, he would have been the greatest player to ever play the game. That's coming from Kobe. That's why Kobe was so frustrated with Shaq because he was like, dude, like you literally could be the best to ever do this. And you're not doing it because you want to eat, because you don't want to work out. Like this is literally our job. And he used to piss Kobe off with that because we all know Mamba mentality. Kobe up at 5, 3,000 shots, 10,000 shots, whatever it is. Mamba mentality is something that should be studied. It should be bottled up and it should be sold in a store near you because whatever Kobe did, like it was different. And Kobe was less talented than Shaq. I know I'm going to hurt people's feelings. He was less talented than Shaq, but he made sure he maximized every inch of his ability. And that's why you got Mamba. That's why Mamba is so iconic when it comes to work ethic. That's why people say Mamba mentality. So that's my Kobe spill. But with Shaq, what I noticed with Shaq is, Shaq, you're every bit of 7'2", my guy. And every time anybody says anything that you feel is a slight, you start pouring out your accolades. You do it to Barkley. I got 4 rings. Google me, Chuck. We know you have 4 rings, Shaq. We're aware. But brother, if you can't be on a show where you criticize athletes and then when you get criticized, you want to run the gamut of your accolades and get butthurt. You can't do that. And then it's not like Emmanuel Acho was talking on Shaq. We're talking about Shannon Sharpe, arguably top 5 to 10 player at his position ever in the NFL. Two jackets. I believe he has the gold one, and I think he's the 75th anniversary or something like that. I may be wrong on that, but he's arguably in the debate as one of the best tight ends of all time when he retired, and now he's killing it in media the same way you've been killing it in media. So you can't get mad when you get criticized, and your job is to criticize other athletes. Like Shaq, I've watched you. Like you always criticize Joel Embiid. Like you're always on Joel Embiid. Stop shooting so many threes. Get your big behind in the paint. Well, Shaq, I'm pretty sure if your big behind could have shot 3-pointers, you would have been outside too. But you were dominant. Your footwork was some of the best that's ever played in the game. So around the post, the 16 to 18-foot area, you did damage. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think you have this, like you're literally, sometimes you're the biggest insecure dude I know. Like, cause it's like Shaq, you're always in a debate as arguably the best center of all time. And whenever somebody says something to you, it's like, you know the difference between you and a Jordan or a Kobe? Like, they never say that they're the best. Other people have those arguments. We're having those arguments. I'm having those arguments. You can't find a video where Jordan is saying, yeah, I believe I'm the best of all time. Like, you can't do that. You can't toot your own horn. Let other people argue for you. To me, that's nothing greater than that. When other people are arguing me, I would sit by on Twitter, I would search Shaq, and I'd be like, look at everybody have a conversation about me being the greatest of all times. I appreciate that. Like that, you should be able to rest on knowing your achievements and your position in the game, but yet you don't. And then you go, you insult Shannon Sharpe. And then the one thing that pissed me off about it was, why did you include Skip Bayless? And you saying, I know what you did to get to where you are. What does that mean? We're in 2024. When you say stuff like that, I start thinking, are you at parties? Is there a video of you somewhere in a diaper in front of executives trying to get your position? You can't say stuff like that and then just leave it at that. And then, of all people, Shaq, you know that Shannon Sharpe was disrespected by Skip Bayless. It was universally known Skip was in the wrong. And his show fucking sucks now without Shannon Sharpe. Hell, it's so bad that, you know what's a video that's going viral? Paul Pierce forgot that he was on Undisputed and on live TV, and he told Key, he was like, look at this nigga, look at this Key, look at this nigga. Like, he forgot that he was on live TV. You thought 5 niggas was going to replace Shannon Sharpe, Skip Bayless. And this is the person that you, Shaq, you tagged knowing he disrespected this black man to his core. In front of everybody. It took everything Shannon had not to slap that little dude. And you gonna tag that dude in your social media posts about Shannon Sharpe. We gotta stop this. Why are you running to that little white man? You're every bit of 7'2". Stand on what you say. You don't need to tag Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless just trying to find out how you gonna keep Undisputed afloat. He don't need to worry about why Shaq and Shannon Sharpe is upset. And trust me, I guarantee you he don't give a damn. So I Shaq, you got to toughen up, dude. You need thicker skin, man, because, and then I don't know if that rap diss was real or not, but if you doing rap disses about Shannon Sharpe, again, I don't know if it's real because people do AI and shit like that all the time. So, but Shaq, you gotta do better, man. Again, arguably, nobody shouts out the accolades of Shaq better than Shaq. Like, you ran down all your achievements in that social media post. Hashtag greatest big man to do it. I have G14 status, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's nothing funnier than millionaires arguing with other millionaires about how much money they have. And my ass sitting here on a podcast with no residuals. And y'all talk so, my net worth 300 million. Well, my net worth is 100 million. Like, hey, I literally, it's people at Wendy's making 10, 11, 12 bucks an hour. It's people who's doing shit for free. It's slaves in the world that's not getting anything but torture and humiliation. And y'all having a dick measuring contest about how much money you have over the other millionaire. This just shows you how far gone some of these celebrities are. So, Shaq, you was wrong in this one. Now, you wasn't wrong about telling Jokic you feel like he shouldn't have won, because in my way I kind of respect that, because at least you said it to his face. But I get time and place as well. So, Shaq, thinking up, man. Pause. You too damn big to be that sensitive. And everybody going at Shannon Sharpe. You know why? Because as my homeboy AJ says, Shannon Sharpe is the moment. So when you say anything about Shannon Sharpe, or you go back and forth with Shannon Sharpe, or you on Shannon Sharpe's show, you're going to get attention. And Shaq, you don't need attention. And let me say this. Let me say this, because I make it my business to make sure I point out some brothers that's really doing a good thing. Shaq, by all accounts, is a very good dude. You're talking about a guy that walked away from Reebok because they wouldn't make his signature shoe more affordable for kids. So he went to Walmart, and quiet as kept has one of the highest grossing brands in basketball as far as the signature shoe, because they're affordable. Shaq will also walk through a Walmart, see a kid in the toy section, will tell that kid to go ask his parents if he could buy whatever that kid's looking at in the store for them. Shaq is a very good dude, but some of the insecurities is they're blinking, my brother. So tighten that up. We'll be back after the next commercial. And that was an excellent segment to my next segment, because whose white babies is those in those pictures? We're going to talk about now about I don't know why we're still having this conversation, but we're going to talk about the black athlete interracial relationships, mainly the snow bunnies. Yes, right. There's still the ancient debate about black athletes and snow bunnies. Let's look at this video.
What's the thing with basketball men and white women? What's that about? People in sports and white women.
I think a majority of what we see is men choosing women who are willing to do for them what needs to be done or what they need to feel within a relationship. She probably waits on him hand and foot, gives him sound advice, talks to him respectfully, and the list goes on and on and on. We don't talk about in our community is the war between men and women. That's why we here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People that look like me and you who don't treat each other or show up for each other the way that we need to. And women all day long. I have clips in my phone, even from other podcasts and other things that go viral. You literally have women that look like you, Queen, that are saying, we don't need men. We don't need them.
Isn't that crazy?
But then the same women that say, well, we don't need y'all, you get mad when they go elsewhere.
Facts.
But I don't hear people going crazy when Serena marries her husband or Eve marries her husband, because it's a double standard.
Yeah.
Right? They'll say, I'll take that billionaire too. But again, are we focused on the love aspect, or are we focused on what you think or how that looks? I'm big on, black love, but I'm also big on love.
You know the most, what I get out of that video the most? Like, you can legit see the hurt, you can hear the hurt, and you can see the hamster wheel in that brother's head when he was explaining, why is my fellow queens out here saying they don't need us, but then get mad when we try to find love and affection elsewhere. And that's a good damn point. You can't say you ain't shit, you ain't shit, you ain't shit, and then when that person decides to be like, well, I am shit here, I'm about to find somebody, and then be like, well, why you go there? You can have them, blah, 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 blah. Like, this is crazy to me. Like just viral, it went with the Philadelphia Eagles picture with I think it was a Christmas party or something. It was all the wives and girlfriends, and it was like 98% white. And people were so upset about that. People get so upset at the NFL draft when a prospect gets drafted and then it's a white woman next to him. Like I I don't have the answer for you why black athletes tend to go to white women, but I will say, in my opinion, I think it's all about what their surroundings, what are around them. When you go to a lot of these schools, it depends on who are you coming in contact with and what's your overall preference. I mean, preferences are preferences, people. The same way you don't want a man with kids, the same way you don't want a short man, the same way you don't want a man below 5 inches or whatever the case would be, the same way you don't want a man that for something that he can't help, like his height, his you can help your weight, his height, his dick size, whatever it is. What do you want men to do? Men are going to date who gives them attention. Men are going to date who they want to date. And then there's nothing you can do about that. It's nothing you can't shame people into dating you. Now, what I don't agree with black men going out here and saying all this uncouth stuff about black women and putting them all in a box, because you can't do that. Everybody's different. Now, if your experiences have added up and you're like, listen, every black woman I've been with is this, so I'm gonna try this. Okay, I kind of can understand that. But this whole thing to where we're trying to police where people lay their vaginas and their penises, it's crazy to me. Shout out to that person if they get somebody that just loves them and that they're not fighting with and ending up in court trying on gloves because they offed them and the waiter at the restaurant. OJ, like, listen, you got to y'all got to stop this. If y'all want to listen to Umar, fine, that's your prerogative. But I'm all for people finding love. Find love, find the right love, make it be consensual, and make sure it's nonviolent. I don't care if they green, purple, red, brown, whatever it is. Like, I can't believe we still have this conversation. Like, we still having this conversation in 2024 about athletes and white women. Like, who cares? Now, I will say, are there some athletes where you can look at them and you could be like, yeah, I could see why. Like RG3, people like that, you can be like, yeah, I see why. Cause you're like, yeah. Like Russell had a white woman. Remember Russell Wilson had that white woman with the loud face. When he got drafted, she was like, she thought she had the bag, gone. Now he got one of the baddest women in the game. But Russell's corny though. Now, Russell is a good man who found a good woman and they praying together. That's what a good man can do to you. Russell did it both ways. He had his white woman first, remember? She thought she had the bag. Gone. Now he got Sierra. Sierra what? This number 3 for Sierra, baby, or 2? I'm not sure. With Russell, I mean. With Russell. That's what I'm talking about. There's plenty of black athletes with black women that are doing the thing and they celebrate their queens all the way. LeBron James, as much as some of the shit he said pisses me off, he makes sure you know about Savannah. Curry, he makes sure you know about his queen. So there's definitely black athletes out here that's doing their thing and representing black love. But it seems like every black athlete that goes with a white woman, y'all want to prop that up as a systemic problem, a systematic problem, whatever that word want to be. No, that person happened to fall in love with a white woman. Now, if he gets on TV, he say, I seek white women. I love the slopes. I want to play in the slopes. I love the cocaine. Okay, now we can have a conversation because this fool out here really saying, hey, look, I don't want none of you dark people. I like my meat white. I like pork. Now we talking. But if you got so much going on that the only thing you worried about is where somebody's sticking a penis, you got other problems. And that's all I'm gonna say about interracial dating. And I just want to say, for every OJ Simpson, you know what? I'm not even gonna go there. Let's go to commercial.
At AJ'sRantRoom.com. We got the best bags and accessories, our beloved Black Series. We got fresh lids for you hat lovers, fire jackets and hoodies, and of course we got you covered on the t-shirts. So head on over to AJ'sRantRoom.com and get to shopping. You won't be disappointed.
Well, everybody, it's that time. It's time for I Said What I Said.
I said what I said.
Oh boy, see, we're evolving. My creative director, AJ's Rant Room, he made a new I Said What I Said segment, and my producer made sure it was on air because I forgot, taking you behind the scenes, and they're both sitting here staring at me like a mom and dad who don't want their son to mess up and embarrass them at the school play. So there it is. There it is right there. I said what I said. This is the segment that I love because I say what I say, and I'm gonna stand 10 toes down on it. And you can tweet at me, you can send emails, you can call me, you can say whatever. I'm not going to change my position. Now, for those who don't know, there's been a large thing right now with people blocking celebrities because they haven't said anything. They haven't been pro Palestine or pro Israel and all that stuff. So it's been like this big hashtag block, whatever, this big movement. And my thing is, why do you care so much about what celebrities think? And before you answer that, the reason why I say that is because people are upset because people aren't speaking out. They're blocking the celebrities because they aren't speaking out on issues. And they're losing like large followings and stuff like that. So like clockwork, your favorite BBW, your favorite bacon, Lizzo, made this comment. Can we pull up the comment, please? Lizzo said, and I quote, with the stirring violence, genocide, and famine, that word famine, you ain't famine, Lizzo. That's the last word you need to be using, Lizzo. You ain't famine. You got enough to feed everybody that's hurting. Stop it. Genocide and famine in Palestine, Sudan, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, as well as her mental health. I just want to take a second and give a personal thank you to all of the activists who have been working tirelessly to help the liberation and the freedom of the people who have been genocided all over the world, specifically Palestine, Sudan, and Congo, she shared. Take that shit off my screen. Lizzo, Lizzo, Lizzo. Why do we care what these celebrities think? Why do we care what these celebrities say? It always goes back to Brother Malcolm X. He said, only in the black community do we lift up these celebrities as leaders, trumpet players, comedians, rock stars. How Malcolm X said it. Why? And you know why we shouldn't listen to shit that celebrities think? These are the same people that when the lights are out, they do demonic ass shit. They do demonic shit where they get together and it's eyes wide shut, all that bullshit. Whatever you think is demonic and devilish and disgusting and degrading and degenerate, they do it. And then they come out here and tell you how to live your life. Why would we take anything from a person like Lizzo who we didn't forget, Lizzo. You yourself are in hot water. People are suing you for, of all things, fat shaming, sexual harassment, and bullying and everything else. Why are we listening to people like Lizzo when it comes to pro-Palestine, pro-Israel, any of this stuff? The first thing I would love to ask these people when they put out these statements, first of all, they didn't write these statements. Somebody else did it. She probably added the quotation marks. She didn't write this. She didn't know how to put genocide in a tense as a verb. She didn't know how to do that. I'm just going on. I'm making an assumption. I'm going to wear this if you assume you make an ass out of yourself. She doesn't know what genocide it means. I tell you what, I'm in school for my doctoral program right now. My current course is a terrorism course. Do you know what's going on over there? Do you know what they're doing to women over there? Do you know that they're sexually trafficking women? They're raping women. They're physically assaulting women and using women as pawns to carry out terroristic agendas? Do you know that, Lizzo? Do you know that if you was over there, they would probably skin you alive because gluttony is a sin? But you bigging them up. What about the people of Israel? Tell a whole story. Innocent people are dying. All sides. But you know what? You had to keep that bag, Lizzo. You had to tap dance, Lizzo. You had to do what you had to do. And you know what? I don't expect more from people like the Lizzos of the world. I don't anymore. So again, why do you care about what these celebrities think? No, you care about what these celebrities think if you agree with them. I'll give you an example. Diddy. Remember Diddy used to do the vote or die campaign? Diddy, who just settled with Cassie, who just got his house raided, who's just been called out for doing predatory shit and even worse shit. Why are we listening to these people? Your cause can't be that big that you're willing to lay in bed with people like that. Literally and figuratively. Stop worrying about what these celebrities think. They're going to do whatever it takes to keep their bag. All of them. Don't meet your heroes. Now, there's some people, me personally, I listen to because they have never given me a reason to not look at them and see some inspiration. One of them being Denzel Washington. If you got time, look at all Denzel Washington's interviews from when he first started to now. The man's morals have never changed. The way he approaches work, the way he approaches other people, the way he approaches faith, the way he approaches his family, the way he approaches everything has always stayed consistent. And I'm not afraid to say I look at that man as inspiration when I'm raising my family. All I'm saying is if you're gonna listen to a celebrity, or if you're gonna pick somebody that you vetted, that they at least have informed themselves enough on a certain topic to speak on it. And Lizzo is not one of them. Hell, she couldn't even do the goddamn vegan diet right. How you a vegan with a deep fried burrito? But it's vegetables. It's deep fried. And I said what I said. And y'all could come after me. Y'all could try to take my BBW president card. It ain't going nowhere. It's cemented. We'll be back after this commercial. All right. And it's time for my favorite segment. Ayooo, pause.
Pause. Knows he can have it. Pause. You see what I do when I got the rock. Pause.
Let me just put this in real quick.
This is Danny, by the way.
All right, for those who are new here, Ayooo Pause is my favorite segment because it's when I find videos or clips of somebody saying something or doing something wild, and I got to be like, Ayooo Pause. And for those who don't know, I've put one person, Ayooo Pause, in the Hall of Fame already last week. You can check out that show, and you can see why he's in the Ayooo Pause Hall of Fame. I got a second person that's going in the Ayooo Hall of Fame. Neil Patrick Harris. Y'all may know him. I know him. Older people know him as Doogie Howser. Y'all may know him as the dude on How I Met Your Mother. What the fuck his name? Barney. Another white sitcom that y'all love. Whatever. But this is why he's Ayooo Pause of the week. Play the clip.
Who's your celebrity crush?
Nick Jonas.
And he was really good looking before it was kind of allowed to think he was good looking.
Right.
Which was a bit of a problem. You kind of had to wait till he turned to be,
Yes. Yes.
19 to 20.
Lovely producer, can you play that again, please?
Who's your celebrity crush?
Nick Jonas.
And he was really good looking before it was kind of allowed to think he was good looking.
Right.
Which was a bit of a problem. You kind of had to wait till he turned to be,
Yes. Yes.
19 to 20.
Perfect segue from what I just talked about. How why do you care about what these celebrities think? This is another celebrity, Neil Patrick Harris, who talks about all these causes and how and how all the rights and all this other crap. He literally just stated that he lusted after a child, after a kid. The Jonas Brothers are grown now, but he stated that he had those lustful feelings when he was a young kid. And then he tried to clean it up, 19 to 20. No, you said what you said. In that picture, Nick Jonas was a child. You had lustful thinking of a child. They're not even hiding it anymore, y'all. And I don't care if this is my last show. I don't give a shit. They're not hiding it anymore. He got his whole silly ass on Wendy Williams' show, and she giggling, and he literally stated that he had lustful thoughts of a child. He thought a child was good looking. I'm not even going to get into his lifestyle because I don't give a shit. That's secondary. But you see why we have issues. You see why we're so adamant about people like that being in spaces or wanting access to our children because of that. And before you get all your feelings, be like, his sexuality has nothing to do with that. Last week, the other guy was straight as an arrow, and he said something wild about children and incest and stuff like that. And I got on his ass. Paul. Again, when it comes to children, mine will be protected. Yours will be protected. I don't give a fuck if you can act, sing, dunk, jump, run, count. I don't give a shit what you can do. When it comes to children, my morals will not be questioned. My morals will not be denied. My feelings will always be known. You will not cause any harm to a child around me. And I don't give a fuck how you feel about that. And I'm going to let you in on a little nugget too. Come November, I'm voting for the person that want them people like that under the jail in the wood chipper. That's who I'm voting for. So you can unfollow, you can unlike, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. But when it comes to real shit, when it comes to children, I don't care. Those who fuck with me know, and those who don't fuck with me, you will know. I do not play with children. Neil Patrick Harris, you are in the Hall of Fame. And I hope you're not adopting. I hope if you do adopt or you do have kids, they don't see that video clip. Because when they bring friends over, I wonder how that's going to turn out. Anyway, done with that piece of shit. Let's go to something that's a little more lighthearted. Let's go to my second Ayooo pause because I want to finish Ayooo pause on a good note. Let's play the video of the second Ayooo pause.
And you have to be open to being eaten at all times. That means no matter what time of the month it is, no matter what day.
Wait, what?
You have to be open to being eaten no matter what time of the month it is. I know it's wild. It's just, you know.
What do you mean? Like, you would eat it on the first day of the cycle?
Yeah.
Sis, seriously?
Yeah.
Like, no, like just that shit just flowing out?
Yeah.
Why? Like, I mean, okay. That was.
It's wild, but you know.
So what if they don't want to be, like, what if they like, nah, I'm not feeling it?
That's why I said I'm looking for something specific. It was something I find more, it's easier to find in Haitian girls.
Okay. Okay. I mean, okay. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
It's not for everybody, but that's why I said.
Yeah. I mean, did you like come up just to say?
Oh shit. Now vampires are among us, people. Vampires are real. Homegirl said it with her whole chest. She said, I'm a super eater, and even if Aunt Flo is here, the box will be eaten. And then homegirl tried to talk her through it, and she doubled down. Hey, yo, pause. And that's why all you medium rare and rare steak eaters, y'all nasty. Because I know y'all have no bounds. Y'all don't care. The next time somebody tell me they like they steak anything other than well done, that's the first thing I'm gonna think. I would think of listen, I'm a king. I'm not gonna king shame, but gosh, and she said specific, and then she put it all on Haitian people. Hey, my Haitian people, sapase. Let me know if that's a real thing because she said that's why I'm looking for something specific, and it's real big with Haitian people. Matter of fact, my neighbor's Haitian, but I don't think nah, that ain't so you, but bruh. Like, come on, man. Ayooo, pause. We'll be back after the next commercial.
At AJ'sRantRoom.com. We got the best bags and accessories, our beloved Black Series. We got fresh lids for you hat lovers, fire jackets and hoodies, and of course we got you covered on the t-shirts. So head on over to AJ'sRantRoom.com and get to shopping. You won't be disappointed.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate everybody. Shout out to my producer, Ink, who showed up to help me out with the with this part. She was worried about me going on by myself, and she came through. Shout out to my brother AJ, who did the new graphics for me and always make sure everything is running as smooth as possible. And I appreciate everybody that's come through. Thank you so much. Remember to go to Real Time Prince Blue YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe this video. Make sure you follow me across all social media platforms. And everybody be safe. Everybody protect yourself, protect your children. And oh yeah, and if you missed this live broadcast, you can always watch it again. But also, the audio version will be uploaded on podcasts on Apple, Spotify, things like that. So make sure you subscribe to the audio podcast and make sure you download. And I appreciate everybody, man. I will see y'all next week. Peace out, y'all.
Real time, real time, real time, Prince Blue, real time, real time, real time, Prince Blue, real time, Prince Blue, real time.